วัสดีครับผมอาจารย์ไบรอันนะครับของมกรุงเทพธนบุรีพร้อมยังครับ Are you ready? Afternoon. Are you Mr. Davidson? Nuria and Akiko. Okay. So this subject is about business. No, it's not correct. สวัสดีครับ and good morning. This is Ajahn Brian from Bangkok Thonburi University and welcome to my class. I hope you are all ready.The subject that you are going to study today is called English for Public Administrators, and the subject code is MPA101. Okay, so we are ready, please. It's going to be my first class. You got to go around to 32 of my classes. So let me introduce what is this subject all about. นี่วิชาเกี่ยวกับอะไรครับ So public administration is the implementation of government policies.It's about Rathaban. It talks about government and the policies and the laws. And it's the vocabulary that we use for this subject. Now, what is the government? The government is a body, a political body that takes care of the public. Every country has its own government. ทุกประเทศมีรัฐบาลมีIt's different name. Some countries call it the president. Some countries call it the prime minister. Some countries call it the monarchy. Some countries call it a democracy. And some countries call it communism. So ทุกประเทศมีรัฐบาลแต่ว่าเป็นกฎหมายไม่เหมือนกัน It's not the same. The law is different everywhere. Every country also has a constitution, รัฐธรรมนูญAnd this constitution is written. The laws are written down. So if you break the law, ถ้าเป็นหักกฎหมายผิดกฎหมาย then you can be arrested, you can be in jail, you can be in trouble for violating the laws of the country. So this subject, MPA101, will teach you about vocabulary, words related to government,related to political science, related to public administrators, and how you need and when do you use these words for communication and conversation. Okay, now public administration is a government management since 1990s.The term has been expanded to encompass non-government organizations. Now we also have organizations that are not government organizations. We call them NGOs. NGOs is non-governmental organizations. These are private organizations, but they run on side by side with the government too. They help the government to carry on their business.Public administration also has an academic field, in academics, which studies administrative activity. They study about activity, กิจกรรม about the government, and prepares civil servants for working in public offices. In comparison with related fields such as political science,นักการเมือง or รัฐศาสตร์ Public administration is a multidisciplinary field which was introduced in the 19th century. It draws on theories. It has got theories, ทฤษฎี and concepts from economics, political science, sociology, and management. So all these four things come together. That is, the theories, ทฤษฎี มาจาก economics, political science, sociology, and management. Because it's very important when you are at the head, when you are the prime minister, when you are the president, when you are the government official, or a governor, or a county sheriff, or a chief minister, or a village headman. All these people need to know what is politics. Now in Thailand, English is not being used while running the government. We don't use English a lot. But if you go to countries like England, America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, all the laws and the government officials speak in English. Do you know that the government has got three main branches? We call it the legislature, the lawmaking body, the executive that makes sure that you don't break the laws. If you break the laws, they will punish you for that. And the judiciary, the judges and the law, the courts. So these are the three branches of the government. So the legislature makes the laws, เขียนกฎหมาย The executive makes sure that people follow the laws, like the police, the law. And if you break the law, then you go to the court. And there, the judge will punish you on whatever basis you have violated the law, whether it's criminal or whether it's civil. So, it is always good to know some words and vocabulary pertaining to the public administrator, pertaining to political science, pertaining to the government, related to the issues and the laws of the country. Because you may be accidentally violating a law. Like, for example, a few days ago, an air hostess, a flight attendant, was arrested by police because she took a video of a drone. She just did it. I mean, she had no intention to do it. She maybe, God knows for what reason, she took that video and she posted it on Facebook or whatever the social media was. Now, nowadays, you have to be careful what you do. Some people don't understand. They just find something interesting and they take a video. And they post it on TikTok and Facebook and all these multimedia applications. Little realizing that you can be in trouble. Because, nowadays, the world has become so very complicated that you got to think carefully before you do something. You need to be careful. So there are so many cases, like so many things happening around the world, accidents. People just find it exciting or weird to see something strange buzzing above your head, and they just take a video and post it, little realizing that that can cause you a problem in your life. So, in that case, if you are arrested in a country that is not your country, or you're caught in a country like England or America where English is used, and you are taken to the court, so you should know some words, you should know some vocabulary related to political science so that you understand where you stand. On what basis have they arrested you? And what charges are they going to slap on you? So you need to understand. That is why this subject is very important. Why? Because you need to know if you do something wrong, which you did it unknowingly, you did not know that you're doing it, you did it accidentally. And so you need to know why. What happened? What did you do wrong? You can't just say, "Maiรู้, I don't know." No. You'll be in bigger trouble. That's why this subject will teach you all about vocabulary, words that are used in political science, words that are used in the government officials, words that are used in the constitution, words that are used as a citizen or a non-citizen of a country. You got me? Understand? Okay, so continue further. Public administration has a rich history which dates back to the Greeks, to the time of the ancient Greece. Though the idea of public administration dates back thousands of years, it played an important role throughout the history as our countries developed and new technology changed the way we live and interact. So now we use technology and wherever you go, computers, mobile phones, smartphones, and everything is circling around media, circling around TVs and radios and mobile phones, and we are stuck. you'll think it's funny, that if you ask me, Ajahn Brian, do you have an email? No, I don't have an email. I never use an email. So how do I survive? I survive. I'm okay with it. I have a phone, and I'm okay with it. And I never use the phone. I never go on the phone unless it's necessary. If I'm teaching online, I use the phone. Otherwise, I'm never using the phone. It's lying there. I charge my phone once in 2 days. I never charge my phone every day. My battery is always 60-65% at the end of the day. So I think we should not be completely stuck with mobile phones. It's a waste of time. Seriously waste of time. Understand? So nowadays technology plays a very important role. Even small babies, tiny little babies of 4 or 5 years, they say, do cartoon naka pa? My good God. They watch cartoons and they are better than me in computers, in mobile phones. I don't know. I don't even know there's a game on my phone. I don't even know how to play games. Understand? So, Woodrow Wilson, who was the 28th president of the US, addressed as the father of American public administrator. He was the one and the first political leaders who promoted civil service reforms and emphasized the need to increase the efficiency of the government. Woodrow Wilson, the 28th president of USA. He was the guy, he was the person responsible for public administration. So, is public administration different from private administration, or what's the difference between those two? So, these are some of the questions and points we are going to consider in this book. We need to think, is public administration same as private administration, or does it overlap, or is it got the same rules, or is it two different branches? Public administration is characterized by a red tape, whereas private administration is free from it. Red tape means power from the government, while private, no. Private is run by a private enterprise. A private enterprise could be a monopoly, or it could be a joint venture, a partnership. Monopoly means one person. Nobody else is the one. He's a one man. He doesn't have anybody to back him up. He runs the business by himself. But if there are 2 or 3 people who are joined together to start a venture, we call it a partnership. There are good and bad about both those issues. But yes, private is private, though there is a certain amount of government bureaucracy in it. I mean, you need to register your company, you need to pay the tax, you need to declare your goods, you need to declare your assets, you need to have your balance sheet being approved by the government. Those restrictions are still there, but not as much as in the public administration. So in the private administration, yes, there is, but it's the government who takes care of it. So in a government administration, we use 100% government bureaucracy. So we can't. So in a private, it's different. Now, let's go to the first topic, and the vocabulary that I'm going to give you, you need to remember, please. So the first word is multidisciplinary. We just read in the reading passage I just read to you. Multidisciplinary means about multidiscipline, like you have different kinds of laws and you need to follow them. Okay? The next word is reform. Reform means changes. Changes made by the government. For example, the constitutions were drafted somewhere in the 19th century. All countries, every country has its Ratha Thamanun. Every country has a constitution. But that constitution has been modified many times to adapt to the modern world. You can't, like for example, just go for a simple thing. Like if you nowadays, if you keep long hair, like a hippie, and people will think, what's wrong with Teacher Brian today? Why he's come with long hair? But in the 1960s, the long hair was a style. Every man used to keep long hair, like the Beatles, or like for example, the hippies that used to go around the world, or the gypsies. But today, the haircut is short for boys. So, in the same way, a constitution that was written years ago cannot be applicable in the modern society in the 21st century, because the world has changed. Like for example, many years ago, if you wanted to vote, เลือกตั้ง okay, you needed to be 21 years old. ต้องมี 21 สมัยก่อนหลายปีที่แล้ว แต่ว่า now ปัจจุบันเปลี่ยน 18 อายุ 18 why ทำไมเปลี่ยน ทำไมไม่ใช่ 21 ลงมาทำไมเป็น 18 เพราะว่า now เพราะว่าคิดว่าตอนนี้เป็นเด็กฉลาดอยู่แล้ว they think that now children are smart. By the time they're 18 years old, the brains are fully developed. You don't have to get your wisdom tooth to become wise. You can just be wise at 18. No need to wait at 21 for your wisdom teeth to pop up to get wisdom. That's what people used to believe, that once your wisdom teeth come out, the wisdom teeth, the back of the jaw, if they come out, that means you're smart, you're bright, you have great knowledge. But nowadays, kids are very smart. By the time 11 and 12 years old, they know everything. You can't cheat them. You can't tell them some fabulous story. They'll say, what, Mom? I know everything. Years ago, the children used to believe that, babies used to be the older people, older boys and girls used to think that children are born from heaven. You can't tell that to a modern kid today and say, I'm going to bring a baby from the hospital. She'll say, Mom, what are you telling me? I know everything what's going on. So children are smart. That's why they lowered the voting age to 18. So that's the means of reform. Reform means to make changes, not use the old style. Next is business. Every business has to compile by the rules and regulations notified by the Ministry of Industries. Every country has a Ministry of Industries, Ministry of Commerce, and they control the private companies. Why? Why should we control the companies? Because sometimes you don't know. The prices should be uniform, Like for example, gold. I don't know what's the price of gold. Let's say the price of gold is 50,001 baht. But if you go to Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, maybe you can buy the gold for 60,000, and that's not uniformity, that's not correct. So the gold should be the same price. Or for example, petrol. Petrol has gone up, right? I don't know how much. I don't know, maybe 60 baht. Let's take it for 60 baht. Supposing you put 97, petrol 97 for 60 baht, say example, okay? I don't know. I have a car, but I never ask. I just say, Tem naman, and I pay it and go. So, supposing the price of it is 60 baht in Bangkok, and you go to Amnacharan or you go to Chiang Rai, and then they say, no, Kauchet, 80 baht. You say, why? Why like that? Bangkok is 60 baht, Chiang Rai and Amnacharan is 80 baht. Why? So that's why all these private companies are controlled to help the consumer not to be cheated. And the next is officials. Official mean like Chaunati. Everywhere there are officials who take care of of everyone. Okay, now let's go. How can we use these words? Like how can we use these words in a sentence? Teng prayok, kyokap, multidisciplinary. Or business, for example, number 1, he says biotechnology is a multidisciplinary academic field so แต่งประโยคใช้ multidisciplinary and แต่งประโยคด้วย or for example we say reform. Okay, we make a sentence and we say education reform must emphasize education for all. That means education and reform must be for everyone. ต้องมีทุกคน Then next one, officials. How can we use an officials? Administrative officials refuse to comment about the directing manager's policy. So when they ask something, they said, we don't know. They refuse to comment. Like nowadays, it's not good to comment on anything. If you are asked something about government or, for example, political issues, it's best to say, I am not sure, rather than get yourself into trouble. Because, you know, nowadays, talking about these delicate issues can cause you trouble. Because they can be dangerous, because political issues are debatable. For somebody, the government is good, but for someone, the government is not good. And it can cause disturbances, problems. So the best thing when it comes to delicate issues, just say, I'm not sure, I don't want to comment. But are you happy with your wife? That is your problem. You can say yes or no. It's your issue because nobody can tell you. Nobody can say, no, you should be happy with your wife. What are you talking nonsense? No. So some issues are called delicate issues and which have to be avoided. You shouldn't comment on them. Whatever the reason is, best thing to say is, I'm not sure. I don't want to comment. I don't want to say anything. Okay. Now, let's go to another story. And using present participle like Kriya Chongnung. Okay. In the 1880s, Woodrow Wilson promoted civil service reform, moving public administration into academia. So what did he do? He promoted civil service reforms and moving them from one to another. A present participle phrase begins with a present participle and an object of modifiers. So present participle phrase functions adjectively. For example, you say, Tida kicked the man smiling joyfully. Okay. So smiling joyfully modifies the man, not Tida. Tida kicked the man smiling joyfully. So smiling joyfully is talking about the man. What did Tida do? Tida kicked the man. And the man just smiled. Okay. Now, let's go to the next page and says, let's go to interesting words that are used. Okay. Now, the first word is whereas. What is the meaning of whereas? So, he says, whereas most PCs have several USB slots, older ones only have had one. So, you can use whereas for many reasons. Like you say, whereas in the past it used to be very hot, now it is very cold. Now, in comparison means like in comparison to the past. We say in comparison to the past, today's world is become very quick. Like in the past, people used to be very slow, like go about their work slowly, just get up at their own time and go to work and then come back and go to sleep, take an afternoon nap. But now, no. Life has become so difficult. You need to run everywhere. Otherwise, people will stamp on you and throw you down and go away. It's impossible to do anything. Understand? So like that. So, in comparison, In comparison means แตกต่าง difference. In comparison to the past, today everybody uses computers. Like everywhere computers are being used. And I've heard that in some part of Korea, I'm not sure whether it's the north or the south of Korea, they use robotic teachers, robots with a Caucasian face, wheels around the classroom singing songs and teaching the kids. It's a new policy, a new innovation technique that is used by teachers, but it doesn't mean that they're going to knock out the teaching profession altogether. No, but it is just an experiment, and they found that students are more comfortable to see a machine wheeling around there. Because, some children are very shy to talk to their teachers, to talk to a human being. They feel very backward to coordinate and to talk to a feeling, because they think that if they speak something wrong, maybe they can get into trouble. Understand? Now, let's go to exercise 1, please. Exercise 1, page 3. Exercise 1, page 3. So, choose the words in column A to match the words in column B. So, you got to match A and B together, please. So, for example, number 1, implementation of a strategy. Okay? So, implement a strategy means put a law into practice. You want to do something, put a law into practice. Okay? So please match 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 1 for you. Implementing a strategy. Number 2, administration, education. Then expand information and encompass academic field. Okay, let's go to the next page, please, and page number 5, and choose the best answer. Choose the best answer for page number 5. Okay, like for example, he was sitting in an armchair reading a magazine. He was sitting in an armchair reading a magazine. Number 2, the candidate, what can you use there? So number 2, what can you use? A, B, or C? So number 2 is B. The candidate got the most votes, won the elections. Okay, number 3. Number 3, please. The cup filled with milk stood on the table. Okay. Number 4. Number 4, reading a good novel always gives the pleasure. So when you read a novel, it gives you pleasure. It makes you feel good. Number 5, his profession, teaching English to immigrants, occupied a great deal of time. Number 2. Number 5 is B, sorry. Number 5 is B. Okay, so we go to relative pronouns like who, whom, which, whose, that. These are called relative pronouns. Like we say, this is the boy who stole my money. Or for example, we say, this is the student who has got the highest score. Or this is the bus which goes to Saladeng. Or this is the taxi that hit me last week. So which and that is almost the same. Is no difference at all. Okay. Now, for people we use who and whose. Like we say, whose cup is this? It's mine. Or this is the boy whose mother is a doctor at Sirirat Hospital. Okay. Now, let's go to exercise 2. Exercise 2. Please fill in the blanks with the correct word. For example, you say, where is the pencil which I gave you yesterday? Because pencil is not a living organism. Pencil is a non-living thing. So we use for non-living things we use which. This, where is the pencil which I gave you yesterday? Because which is used for things that are no life, that is not living. Which. Number 2. Most of his parents who were invited for the conference did not come. Most of the parents who were invited to the conference did not come. Parents, people, who. Number 3. Anyone who was caught writing on the walls will be expelled from school. Anyone who was caught writing on the walls will be expelled from school. You know, some children have got that bad habit. They take a chalk and write on the walls like bad words, irritating words, or sometimes nice words. But whatever it is, a wall is not a place for graffiti. Number 4. She was wearing a dress which was covered in blue flowers. Dress is a non-living organism. So we say which or that. Okay. Number 5. Did you find the money which you lost, that you lost? You can use 2 options. Money is a non-living organism. It's like have no life. So you can say, did you find the money which you lost? Did you find the money that you lost? That means A and B. You can use both answers. Understand? Okay. Let's go to use of the passive voice. Now, what is the passive voice? A passive voice is used for when one person tells the other person and the other person says something else and it's finished. Okay, so my dear friends, I need to say goodbye and thank you very much for being with me. We will continue with the passive voice next time. Have a nice day and see you on Thursday or Friday this week. Be safe and God bless. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีนักศึกษาทุกคนนะครับผมดร.โสภัส โสภาพิมุขหรือว่าปอปุ้ยนะครับผู้อำนวยการสถาบันการศึกษาห่างไกลวันนี้มาพบกันนะครับในบทเรียนที่เป็นสื่อมัลติมีเดียก็ให้ทุกคนเข้าเรียนแล้วก็ทำแบบฝึกหัดด้วยตามปกตินะครับเบื้องต้นเลยนะครับในการเรียนทางไกลเนี่ยนักศึกษาก็สามารถเข้าดูสื่อที่เป็นวิดีโอหรือมัลติมีเดียของเราได้ที่เรากำลังดูอยู่ตอนนี้นะครับอ่านตำราเรียนนะครับที่สำคัญที่สุดนักศึกษาก็ต้องทำแบบฝึกหัดทั้งหมดให้ครบเช่นในวิชาเรามีแบบฝึกหัดทั้งหมด15หน่วยแล้วก็ต้องทำทั้งหมด15หน่วยนะครับต้องทำให้ครบแน่นอนครับแบบทดสอบก่อนเรียนแล้วก็หลังเรียนมันก็เหมือนกับว่าเป็นการวัดว่าก่อนเรียนเรามีความรู้มาแค่ไหนใช่ไหมครับแล้วหลังจากที่เราผ่านทั้งแบบทดสอบบทเรียนต่างๆผ่านทั้งแบบฝึกหัดแล้วเนี่ยหลังจากนั้นเราก็มาวัดด้วยแบบทดสอบหลังเรียนกันว่าเรามีความรู้เพิ่มขึ้นแค่ไหนก่อนที่จะถึงการสอบปลายภาคที่กำหนดครับ เรื่องการติดตามข่าวสารเนี่ยเป็นเรื่องที่สำคัญสำหรับการเรียนทางไกลนะครับเราอาจจะไม่ค่อยได้เจอกันเท่าไหร่นักดังนั้นเนี่ยเรื่องของข่าวสารเนี่ยหลักๆเลยผมอยากให้ดูที่หน้าระบบการเรียนเป็นหลักซึ่งทีมงานของเราเนี่ยได้อัปเดตข่าวสารต่างๆไม่ว่าจะเป็นสอบวันไหนอย่างไรนะครับหรือว่าการประกาศอะไรต่างๆเนี่ยขอให้ยึดที่หน้าระบบการเรียนเป็นหลักเรามีการอัปเดตตลอดเวลาแล้วก็อยากให้นักศึกษาเข้าสักอาทิตย์ละ2 ครั้งเนี่ยผมว่ากำลังดีนะครับถ้าพูดถึงเรื่องการพบปัญหาต่างๆซึ่งเราเรียนทางไกลเราต้องมีปัญหาบ้างอยู่แล้วอาจจะไม่เข้าใจตรงนู้นตรงนี้อะไรยังไงนะครับพิเศษเลยของเรานะครับก็มีโอเปอเรเตอร์หรือว่ามีเจ้าหน้าที่นะครับที่ดูแลตอบ LINE แอดของเราอยู่นับ10ชีวิตนะครับก็นักศึกษาก็ทักเข้ามาเลยครับใน LINE @btude นะครับที่ขึ้นอยู่ข้างล่างอันนี้ชัวร์ที่สุดเราจะมีเจ้าหน้าที่ที่เขาดูแลระบบอยู่แล้วตอบคำถามของเราได้ตลอดเวลาอยู่แล้วนะครับคนพวกนี้จะดูแลระบบของเราแล้วก็ขอให้นักศึกษาทุกคนทำงานอะไรให้เรียบร้อยดูวิดีโออ่านหนังสืออีบุ๊กอะไรมาเรียบร้อยแล้วก็พบกันนะครับหลังจากทำทุกอย่างเรียบร้อยแล้วก็พบกันที่มหาวิทยาลัยกรุงเทพธนบุรีของเรานะครับแล้วพบกันทุกคนครับผม
เมื่อคุณมีเป้าหมายที่จะเรียนสถาบันการศึกษาทางไกลมหาวิทยาลัยกรุงเทพธนบุรีพร้อมที่จะทำให้คุณเรียนและทำงานไปด้วยได้ทั้งงานและความรู้ไม่ต้องห่วงเรื่องเวลาเรียนไม่กระทบงานประจำเรียนได้ทุกสถานที่เรียนได้ทุกเวลาเข้าดูเทปการสอนฟังการบรรยายทำแบบฝึกหัดรับผลคะแนนเพียงเท่านี้คุณก็พร้อมก้าวไปสู่ความสำเร็จให้เราสร้างความภาคภูมิใจให้กับคุณสถาบันการศึกษาทางไกลมหาวิทยาลัยกรุงเทพธนบุรีเปิดรับสมัครแล้ววันนี้02 800 6800 5